and Iran's Defense Industries Organization and its director.
The United States has exerted all the pressure it could on Iran. It had hoped that these sanctions will bring our population to their knees. It didn't. That's why they withdrew from JCPOA. That's why they started maximum pressure. That's why they took a resolution to the Security Council. That's why after they failed, they started the so-called process of snapback. And I have to say that the word snapback doesn't appear in either JCPOA or Security Council Resolution 2231. And they failed.
For more on this, Hamidreza Gholamzadeh joins me now from Tehran. He's a foreign policy analyst and also the CEO of Peace Spirit Foundation. Good to have you on the program. What more do we know about these sanctions and what could the impact of this US decision be?
Thank you very much for having me. The most important thing that we know about this, let's say, set of sanctions and moves by the United States is that the Americans are apparently living in a parallel world and acting in that parallel world, actually, because we have a Security Council in the United Nations which is saying that it's not going to take any actions regarding the JCPOA and snapping back the sanctions of the Security Council. And we have another one which the Americans are actually trying to dictate what is going to do. The Americans are trying to dictate to the Security Council of the United Nations that these sanctions are going to be back to the place, and it is going to happen by the executive order of the President of the United States. So what the Americans and the Trump administration are trying to do is that they want to actually, let's say, reduce the power of the United Nations and international organizations and add to the and try to revive the hegemony of the United States. They're trying to force the other countries by bullying power, by economic sanctions and such pressures to follow their orders, not the international law, not the international regulations, and not the international organizations like the United Nations Security Council.
Okay.
That's actually the policy that the Americans are following, and they are ignoring that they don't have anymore the power that maybe they had some decades ago.
And I want to ask you, Hamid, about the power and also the validation of the validity of what's being announced here, because the Trump administration says the sanctions are being reimposed under the mechanism of the deal that the US left. But we've heard from the UK, France and Germany that the US has no power to carry out such a move. So how valid is what the US is doing here?
You know, in academia, we are talking about post-truth politics in these years, that there are some politicians, including President Trump and his administration, that they ignore the truth and they try to impose their own ideas as the truth. So that's what's happening right now in the White House. And they are ignoring all the facts. They're ignoring all the realities on the ground, and despite the clarification of all the members of the Security Council, at least all the participants of the JCPOA, which the America has ceased to be a participant to, that they didn't have any, they don't have any actually ground to trigger the mechanism.
Hamidreza, we'll have to leave it there because we're running out of time. Hamidreza Gholamzadeh, thank you so much for that perspective from Tehran. Thank you.